Back at Phoenix International Raceway, the season opener for the NASCAR Winston West Tour here on Speed Channel. The Winter Heat 150 today. 24 cars ready to do battle. Early in the season, of course, just getting things rolling in motorsports this year. And a cool day, not even 60 degrees here at Phoenix International Raceway. Pole sitters Eric Norris in the Jana King Ford from Dana Point, California. Austin Cameron alongside in the Napa Chevrolet. Second row, Tim Woods III from Chino Hills, California in the 54. And Mike Duncan in car number 9. That's a Chevrolet as well.
And in row 3, the winningest race car driver at Phoenix, Kenny Schrader. And we're used to seeing Joe Bean in this car, Greg Pursley. Row 4, Kevin Richards on the inside. And on his outside, G.J. Menon Jr.
And the 5th row, Jeff Jefferson in the 33 from Natchez, Washington. Sammy Potashnik from Sikeston, Missouri in the 65. That's a Chevrolet. 6th row, 73-year-old Herschel McGriff in the 04. He's back. And Scott Lynch from Idaho in the 08.
And in row 7, going for Rookie of the Year, Mike David. And on his outside, legendary Scott Gaylord. Bringing up row 8, Sean Woodside, starting back a little further than we're used to seeing him. And on his outside, Brett Thompson.
In the 9th row, once a winner last year, Johnny Borneman in the 8 car. That's a Ford. Carl Haar's Chevrolet, the 02. The 10th row, Brandon Ash. He's quick in the 23. And the veteran Jack Sellers in car number 15.
And in row 11, not traveling too far, Bobby Hillis from Phoenix, Arizona. On his outside, Mike Grady. And bringing up, starting tailback, Daryl Haar and Jeff Barrister.
About ready to get down to it here at Phoenix International Raceway. 150 laps, 150 miles today. Drivers trying to warm those tires, make sure they're nice and clean before we get set to go racing. There's the 52 car, Mike Grady, driving that car out of Farmington, New Mexico. Jeff Barrister from Scottsdale, the Stock Car Cafe Ford, on pit road already. Looking under the hood, Kenny. Looks like they want to get that hood up and take a look.
Well, Rick, this isn't hurting him that bad. Obviously, you've seen him pulling tape off the front grille, meaning the car might be running a little bit warmer. But once again, he's starting tailback, so that didn't hurt him too much.
Getting ready to get down to it. We've got some great in-car views for you here this afternoon as we prepare to begin the 2002 NASCAR Winston West season. 3 different cars will carry our onboard cameras here today. As you get a look at Kenny Schrader, who won this race 1 year ago in the Federated Pontiac. We'll take a ride with Schrader as he starts in the 3rd row.
And I'll tell you what, Rick, if you were to take a ride with this guy all year long, you can see him running dirt and asphalt. Federated Auto Parts sponsors a lot of his race cars. Now, you're on board with the winner in year 2000. Kevin Richards, so he really likes this racetrack, so this ought to be a good ride.
Richards qualified well in the 4th row. We'll also take a look from the seat of Sean Woodside, the Team Walker Motorsports car. Woodside in that 45, normally very quick, didn't qualify very well. Back in 15th spot as we get ready to go green here. Lights are out on the safety car. Brett McMillan on pit road. Things have a little different look down there this year.
Rick, there is a brand new look on pit road this year here in the Winston West event. Look down pit road. A lot of white, a lot of black. They're helmets. This is the first time that we have both the NASCAR officials and the pit crews will go over the wall wearing helmets and fire suits. Same rules that apply to Winston Cup now apply to Winston West.
And the reason for those helmets, last year, the last race of the season for Winston Cup, Homestead, where Robert Yates' team were changing tires, and Ward Burton accidentally ran over one of the crew members and giving him a severe head injury. So I applaud all of the NASCAR series for everybody wearing these helmets. That's a great safety device.
Good idea. And of course, some teams wearing hockey helmets, some teams wearing kind of BMX bike helmets. And of course, it'll be a work in progress to see what works the best and provides the biggest margin of safety for the crew members. Safety car is in, ready to put the green flag in the air to open up the 2002 NASCAR Winston West season. We're glad you're with us here on Speed Channel. Eric Norris and Austin Cameron side by side for the lead, and Norris will be your first leader into turn 2.
So far, clean start for year 2002. Eric Norris down into this odd dog leg down the back straightaway, heading into turn 3.
Norris in that Jana King Ford. He was strong, Kenny, a lot of different times we saw him run last year. Wasn't able to get that car to victory lane. Looks like he's going to try to set that straight in the early going here today.
This car, Eric Norris, ran second, gave Kenny Schrader a run for his money. And look how tight they are right now. Tim Woods right on that yellow line. Everybody has new tires on. When these tires get wore out later on, see that wall right there? Wow, that wall will get really close. Now, this is Kenny Schrader on the outside of Tim Woods going down into turn 3.
Fighting for 5th spot. Woods has 5th right now. Schrader trying to move by on the outside, heading under the Goodyear Bridge. The 9 of Mike Duncan, the checkerboard paint car right in front. There's Norris. He's opened up about a 10-car length advantage here over Austin Cameron.
Well, he sure did. I tell you what, the car, Mike Duncan got a little loose. Number 9 right there. Schrader and Woods, wow, look how sideways Wood gets underneath him. I think they're all a little loose in the going right now, Rick.
Schrader ahead now of the 9 car, and Tim Wood settles back in 6th position. So he's given up some ground here in the first couple of laps at Phoenix.
You know, this is the racetrack where you get such different corners. Turn 1 and 2 is tight, turn 3 and 4 is wide. Sometimes you say, which corner am I going to set my race car up for? And you really want it to work everywhere, but as we've seen right there, oh, big wreck.
Scott Gaylord in the 00 gets sideways. He pounds the wall up in turn 1. Yellow is out for the first time today on lap number 4. Gaylord in that Oliver construction machine. 12 times he's taken the green here at Phoenix. Only has 1 top 10 to show for it. So the yellow waves, leaders headed back to the stripe.
Right now is when your spotters come into play. They say, hey, there's an accident in turn 1, slow them up. Everybody's slow right now because Scott Gaylord is right in the groove. He hit that wall, and as you see him coming back down. Now, this is a shame. We're not even 5 laps into the new year, and he got tagged in the left rear corner.
New race car that the Oliver team has just put together and brought out to start the 2002 season, and that Monte Carlo wrinkled up on both ends. Kenny, it looked as though he might have been too low going down into turn 1. Let's take another look here, see if we can figure out what caused Gaylord to loop the 00 and go up the banking and crack the wall a good lick. Now he cut across the nose of another car, it looks like.
Well, this is where Mike David was on his inside, Scott Gaylord on the outside, and this is where a spotter comes into play. Scott Gaylord had to know he was on the inside if he had his mirrors adjusted properly, but also it's the spotter's job to say inside, inside. And, you know, that's what those spotters are up there for. Now, you don't want to rely on them, but, hey, somebody didn't do their job there.
So Gaylord with serious problems. We'll see if he'll be able to come back for the restart at Phoenix. Back at Phoenix International Raceway, season opener for the NASCAR Winston West Tour. Winter Heat presented by Bosch. First caution of the day for an incident up in turn 1. Scott Gaylord getting together with Mike David. Gaylord's 00 car. Kenny, brand new race car, going around and into the wall. A hard lick. And look at this, Sean Woodside. He didn't qualify well. He's on pit road already.
Well, I think Sean Woodside making this stop is something he's saying, I'm so far back, let me make an adjustment. The right rear man, he's in there. Looks like he's putting a rubber in the right rear spring. He could be pushing. They're making an adjustment. Under caution,
of course, they have the time to take that right rear tire off, make that spring adjustment that they want to do, put the tire back on and get Woodside down and away.
Well, now, Rick, let me tell you, we're talking about this rubber. What that does is you have a coil spring there. They put a rubber in between the spring, which makes it stiffer, which makes that right rear corner stand up. Here's Eric Norris in the 32, your leader.
Norris will be ready to take the green flag here in just a moment. Lights still on the safety car. Scott Gaylord's day may have been very short after that incident up in turn 1 in the garage area. Let's go down to Brett McMillan.
Scott Gaylord obviously disappointed. What happened?
Oh, well, going into corner 1, a couple laps in, the Oliver car got hit from behind for I don't know what reason. We weren't even real racing yet. And, you know, going in there just threw me into the wall, and brand new car pretty much shot. So they're going to try to get us back out, but it's pretty much over for the day.
How discouraging is it that it happens early in the first race of the year?
Yeah, it's pretty discouraging. It's not a very good thing for the whole team, and pretty disappointed with number 5 who hit us.
All right, Scott Gaylord behind the wall, hoping to get back out.
I don't know, Kenny. It looked as though David was alongside the 00, not behind him when that contact took place.
Well, this is one of those things we call an accident, as odd as it sounds. I think the most disappointing thing about this wreck was just it's the first race of the year. You're not even 5 laps into it. You know, what a bummer.
To have your day end so abruptly like that certainly isn't part of anybody's plan. Single file restart here in the early going. Safety car dives in off of turn 4. Norris will bring him to the green for the second time today.
Now, Ricky, you know on that restart how everybody was high. That's because the only place you can pass before the start-finish line is on your high side. So everybody was guarding their spot on this restart. Boy, Eric Norris really jumps out into a big, sizable lead before they even make a half a lap.
Norris really set sail quickly. Now, remember, Kenny, when we were here a year ago, he led the first 61 laps in this 32 car before falling victim to Ken Schrader, and he's off to another great start today. How does he make it last this time through the entire 150 miles?
Well, obviously, what Eric's got to do is he's got to remember last year. He's got to go, okay, what happened in the middle of the race? This is a 150-mile race. You know, what did the car do? Now, you see they're already catching back up to him. So, obviously, Eric's got a car that will sprint really quick. What I mean by sprint, it goes fast right away.
Battle for 9th spot here. Kevin Richards in the 85 trying to hold off the charge of Scott Lynch in that red and white 08. We saw Lynch go very well in a few Winston West starts last year, and Richards is a series veteran.
Oh, he really is. I mean, this guy runs good everywhere. Had a lot of bad luck last year. It seemed like every time he was in the top 5, something was going to really go good. It didn't. Now, here you see Richards bearing down on Sammy Potashnik right now. Man, what a good speed shot. There's your top 5. In-car camera right now.
On board with Richards, yeah. Right tracking behind the 65 of Potashnik as they run 8th and 9th.
Well, this is a great corner right now. Listen to the throttle.
Take a look to the inside, maybe.
Yeah, this is great. Listen. Oh, man, they went away. The greatest thing about this racetrack is you're a fan. You're outside. You're thinking, oh, wow, what a save by the 33 car.
33 of Jeff Jefferson from Natchez, Washington, has one career victory in the Winston West Tour. That Ford Taurus got way loose down there in turns 1 and 2. Just managed to keep it off the concrete.
Yeah, what I was getting ready to say, see this flat corner right here? This is 3 and 4. You know, you're thinking, okay, they're going fast or wide open. Actually, this is a weird word that I use, but it's called modulating the gas throttle. In other words, you're just not wide open, you don't let off, and you're not back on it. As Kenny Schrader says, the legendary Dean Roper taught him from Springfield, Missouri, there's 1,000 spots in that throttle between wide open and totally letting off. And this is that type of racetrack. They'll go down in here wide open, they're letting off, their car's sliding because it's a flat track, they're picking up the throttle quarter, half, wide open. So this is one of those racetracks.
It's not an on-off switch.
It's not an on-off switch type racetrack. That's right, Rick. You really got to work the gas here because the corner is so wide.
Eric Norris continues to lead in the black and white Ford there, the Janet King machine. Austin Cameron running second. Bill McAnally's Napa Chevrolet, the 16 car. And Cameron, I would think, Kenny, at this point, just content to ride there in second spot.
Oh, man, don't you know? I mean, let's go inside Austin Cameron's head right now. I mean, the guy's got a feeling like I was when I got in Steve Park's car. I got in a Pennzoil Chevrolet, and I was scared to death, thinking, oh, my God, this car is fast. As we look at Kenny Schrader running right on that yellow line.
Going for third spot to the inside. Schrader trying to work on the 77 of Greg Pursley.
Man, what a great speed shot. Down the dog leg, down the backstretch, into turn 3.
Schrader much quicker on the bottom of the racetrack. Mike Duncan right behind him there in the 9 car. These cars running 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and Schrader has the spot by a bumper.
That's Kenny Schrader in a Pontiac on the inside, and that's a Ford on the outside.
Schrader's own car, his own team, something he does 6 or 8 times a year.
There was that wall I'm talking about, Rick. Look at that. Man, I tell you what, when these tires get wore out, it can get really crazy. Now, I'm going to tell you what, Greg, personally, he don't care if Kenny Schrader's the winningest race car driver here. He's saying, hey, I got my groove. These guys are side by side. But that's a veteran. Schrader giving him all the room he needs early in the going, giving him room, don't want to wreck.
Now that is the car Pursley's in that Joe Bean has driven for several years. Same team that Bean has been a part of, and he'll run a few races for him this year. Here's Austin Cameron on the outside in lap traffic, going by to take the point.
Okay, now he's comfortable. Let's get back to what I was going to talk about, me and Steve Park. When I got in Steve Park's car, I thought, my God, this car's fast. And when I got comfortable, I just realized it was a fast race car. That's what Austin, it took him 10, 15 laps to realize, hey, the car is here, I'm going. So obviously, you know, he's comfortable now, and they just split a lap car 3 wide down the back straightaway. I think he's comfortable, right, Rick?
I think so, and Schrader now going for second spot on the outside of Eric Norris. Gives Schrader second, so Norris didn't come anywhere near leading 61 laps like he did a year ago. His lead goes away inside of 20 laps this time.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, they got him pinned to the bottom. Let's see if he can slide up in here behind Schrader. Now, there you go. That flat corner, sometimes you need room to work the car, and Greg Pursley was really what I call terrorizing him there for a minute, so now he's okay.
Pursley will settle back into 4th, running for Rookie of the Year honors this year. Former Featherlight Southwest Series standout in NASCAR competition. Schrader goes by a lap car, climb on board down into 3. Schrader likes to run this car low here, doesn't he?
Yeah, he sure does. Listen. Oh, I can't help myself, Rick. Now that's what you call a smooth throttle right there. Kenny knows how to really get into gas easy. Sometimes you get into gas too quick, it'll make the front end push, make the rear end come around. So it looks like Eric Norris is back on his horse, so to speak. Ooh, he got a little loose up off that corner, Eric did. Seeing the rear end twitch.
Schrader pulls out to about 4 car lengths in front of Norris as they had battled for second. So Norris now settling into 3rd. Pursley rides 4th. He seems to be pushing. Austin Cameron, though, strongly in the lead here at Phoenix. Back at Phoenix International Raceway here on the Speed Channel, I'm Rick Benjamin. Kenny Wallace is alongside. Brett McMillan controlling pit road for us early in the going. The NASCAR Winter Heat 150 to open up the campaign for the NASCAR Winston West Tour. Kevin Richards starting to get going a little bit. He's behind Sammy Potashnik as they battle back around 7th and 8th position. There's the 08 of Scott Lynch in there too. We'll jump on board with Richards, the Monaco Chevrolet. Right behind Potashnik on the front straightaway. Hasn't really gotten going yet here this afternoon.
Well, I tell you, I keep getting blown away. Wow, look at this, look at this.
Richards now rolls to the inside of Potashnik out of turn 4 for position.
He was on the apron of the racetrack making that move, Rick. That was awesome.
That is a part of this racetrack at Phoenix where you can point the car low and make it work.
It really is. I mean, you know, you got that yellow line down there, and the yellow line says, okay, this is all racetrack you have, but, you know, we tend to jump over that yellow line, and the car seems to stick pretty good down there. You know, although it's a little different banking. You see Kevin move low on the inside. Let's watch him coming off. There's that yellow line. You know, that's a really good groove right there, and he mowed on past Sammy Potashnik. Now, I bet he didn't even know he was on his inside, and he made that move, so it probably surprised old Potashnik.
Tim Woods in the 54, next in line. We'll see if Richards is able to get by as he starts to work his way toward the front.
Oh, G.J. Menon was holding his line real good there, and Kevin Richards is feeling pretty tough right now. He's mowing around the outside of everybody, inside on Potashnik, outside on Menon. Now he's going after Tim Woods, and who knows where he's going to make this pass. He can go inside or outside. Let's watch.
Well, Richards getting by G.J. Menon there in the Grease Lightning Chevrolet, the 09 car, and tucking in behind Tim Woods out of Chino Hills, California, in his familiar blue and white 54. Richards starting to rumble a little bit, much lower into turn 3. As we take a look back at Potashnik now. Scott Lynch in that 08 car. Here's Richards again, trying to make a move and get up into the top 5, and he'll work the inside of Tim Woods. Woods trying to hold the spot, but Richards will sweep by going down into turn 1 to move into 5th. That boots Woods back a spot into 6th. Tim Woods certainly had great expectations for this year. Brett McMillan tells us he wasn't planning to be here.
Early last year, Tim Woods was a driver with 1 car and 2 engines. Woods' crew works this race here in Phoenix today. They were kind of hoping they wouldn't be here. About the mid part of last season, Woods got a deal with Jack Roush to go drive trucks for him. So Roush starts supplying his engines for Tim Woods' operation. Well, that deal fell through. So Tim Woods is back in the Winston West Series this year, running his own motors. So far, not too bad.
Not bad at all, running solidly in the top 10. But right now, Kenny Wallace, Austin Cameron hoping to score his 2nd career victory on the tour. He is very strong in that 16 car.
You just seen that banner right there of Austin Cameron on your screen, said 1 Winston West win. Well, let me tell you what, folks. I don't know if it's going to be today, but that is definitely going to change. He's in a front-running race car, and look at the lead he's got. I'm going to tell you what, looks to me like he's on a Sunday drive. He is in total control of this race.
He's way in front of Kenny Schrader, who's in 2nd spot. And that federated Pontiac that Schrader brings to these events is normally very strong. Won this race a year ago. What's the situation here? Is the 16 just handling that much better?
I think, in my opinion right now, that car you see on the screen, wow, we got a problem here with Mike Duncan. Looks like he's got some smoke coming out of the back.
Sure does. Duncan's car issuing a lot of smoke out from behind the rear bumper. The 2000 Series Rookie of the Year was running up in the top 5, but he's got to bring that car to pit road, and I'll bet he'll turn right back to the garage area with a blown engine. That could bring out a caution flag here.
Well, and hopefully there's no oil on the track like you just said. Well, that's a big number 9 on that car. It was like that last year. But you see, now this is a long pit road. This pit road goes actually into the corner of turn 1 and 2. Crew goes underneath the hood. They're going to make sure, hey, I've got a blown motor, or do I have a valve cover leak, or is there a loose oil line? Because they don't want to quit prematurely. There could be something really simple.
With all that smoke, though, you've got to think it's not a good situation.
Yeah, it's definitely not a good situation because now he's going to be down a couple, 2-3 laps. So regardless if the motor's blown or not, it's really a moot point right now, meaning that, hey, I'm out of it anyway. Well, let's get back to the 16 car. I think what we're witnessing here is we're looking at this Napa car. Wow!
Trouble for the 76 car. Jeff Barrister loops it coming off turn 4, tags Schrader. 2nd caution of the day, yellow waves, and I wonder if that might have been a little bit of the oil, perhaps, from the 9 car.
Man, I'll tell you what, there's Mike Grady, front end all banged up. That was the strangest accident. I'm sure we're going to look at a replay here, but I mean, he just spun out all by himself there, and it sure looked like a flat tire or oil on the racetrack, but nobody else got sideways. That was really strange. And poor Kenny Schrader gets, oh, look at this.
Damage to the right front corner of the Federated Auto Parts Pontiac.
Yeah, that's really going to hurt his chances today because you need that aerodynamic.
You can hear the car scraping.
Yeah.
The right front tire's cut down. It's dropped down on that corner, and there is heavy damage to the fender. So Schrader's crew will have to be busy. They'll have to try to reattach some of the sheet metal and change the tire. Let's take another look here at the 76.
Wow.
Just lost it coming off turn 4.
Yeah. You know, these guys, now Schrader's running about 150 mile an hour there. Race fans, as I would say, you just can't turn left and miss that accident like that. It's a lot easier to turn the car from the grandstands than it is inside the race car. Now, I'll tell you what, Kenny has just got what I call artificial damage here. I think he's got damage, obviously, that's going to keep him from winning the race, but he might be able to get a top 10 out of this thing. They're going to have to get that fender cut away, get him a new tire on there, and let's hope that he didn't drag the sway bar off of this.
Yeah.
Sway bar hangs pretty low, and if it gets drug off, that means the car will roll over and it won't handle. But aerodynamically, this is going to hurt him bad.
They want to get the sheet metal pulled away and get a tire on, get him back on the track so he doesn't lose a lap or more than one lap with the safety car back out.
Yeah.
So Schrader is down and away, but no doubt he will come back to pit road, and they'll have a little surgery to do on the right front corner. Let's get an update on the situation downstairs to Brett.
Rick, the story on Mike Duncan is a broken oil line. They're up under the hood right now, still trying to fix that and get him back out on the race. And you could see right in front of the car, big puddle of oil there as they try to get everything put back together.
Well, as I suspected, but really, you know, the situation here is, okay, is it an oil line or a blown motor? Either way, it's bad, okay? Because, I mean, now the guy is out of a chance for the run. He's down 5-6 laps. You look at the leader. Here come some other cars down pit road making some early race adjustments. We're only around lap 30. Tim Woods in your screen, running strong today.
Woods was in the top 5 earlier, certainly well in the top 10 now, making his second career try at Phoenix, and they'll do left side tires. Kenny, 150-mile race. I'm surprised they would stop for tires this early. There's Lynch in the 08 going back out.
Well, Rick, the great thing about the Winston West Series is sometimes you don't have enough money to do like Winston Cup drivers and just put all these tires on. They're given 14 tires at the start of the race weekend, so they have to use them wisely, and that's what it looked like they're doing right now.
Brandon Ash stopping, and here's the 5 of Mike David. Now, David, a Rookie of the Year contender this year for NASCAR's Winston West Tour. First time at Phoenix, 5 starts a year ago, 3 top 10s. He was very strong, but looks like they may have an overheating problem. Hood is up on that car.
It seems like all the cars are falling apart here. Now, I'll tell you what, it looks like he has a water problem with him. Mike Duncan had an oil line loose. Let's look at the replay.
Kenny Schrader off of turn 4. There you see the 76 spinning, and Schrader just had nowhere to go. And it's awfully narrow. If you've never been to Phoenix, when you come off turn 4, Kenny, that front straightaway is not very wide at all.
No, it gets pretty narrow quick. That wall comes up really quick. But I couldn't see any oil on the racetrack. It looked like everybody else was sticking good. I think that he just got loose.
45 car, Sean Woodside on the pit road for the second time today. He gets service and is down and away. Woodside trying to claw his way up. Didn't have a very good qualifying effort in the 45 car, and he's been mired back in around 18th spot here in the early going. NASCAR's Winston West Series opening up the 2002 campaign. We're at Phoenix International Raceway. We'll be back. Back at Phoenix, Ken Schrader on pit road. That's the second time he's been on pit road, Kenny Wallace, and they're trying to fix that right front fender. How important is that to do the surgery there?
Well, I'll tell you what, if this car was at Martinsville, Virginia, or Bristol, everything would be fine because the speeds are not big there. But you see the tape? They've made tape patches. This racetrack, you're going enormous high rate of speeds, 130 mile an hour in the corners, 150 down the straightaways. Aerodynamics is huge at this racetrack. So, I mean, you've really got to take care of that aerodynamic situation.
So the 76 car going out on the hook after that spin and skirmish on the front straightaway. Track crew still working, and the Schrader crew doing a nice job to cover up the hole in the sheet metal on the right front corner of the car.
Yeah, this is still going to hurt him. I look for Kenny to come back and rally, run strong, but you can only do so much right now. You know, the guys at the shop spend a tremendous amount of time to fix those cars. But now let me tell you something. Here comes Mike Duncan. This guy had a broken oil line. He's back out there, but now he's numerous laps down, so he's really got to take care of his equipment. No chance to win the race. He's going to come back in for maybe just clean that leak up. Might have got oil all over the headers. They're going to go ahead and put some new tires on. Got gas going in Jack Sellers' cars here. Everybody taking opportunity of this long caution flag to service their cars.
Sellers' team walking away, signaling that he's ready to go. New crew chief this year for Mike Duncan's team, a familiar name and face. Bill Sedgwick, a former series champion, changing jobs this year. The 2001 season was a trying one for Bill Sedgwick. The two-time series champ had some strong runs in the 24 car, but his underfinanced team often fell victim to mechanical failures or bad luck. So Bill's making a change this year.
I've won a couple of championships. I was on 117 Winston West races. You know, I've had a lot of fun, and you know, I enjoy working on the cars too, and I want to win. And you know, if I can't win behind the wheel or have the right opportunity to do that, then I want to work on a car that can win races.
So this season, Sedgwick will turn wrenches, not steering wheels. He's the new crew chief for third-year driver Mike Duncan. He's done this before. Sedgwick holds a Southwest Tour title as a crew chief. He finished second in Winston West points one year as the crew chief for Ron Hornaday. And he's hoping to bring the same success to Duncan's operation.
The biggest thing is I want to be with somebody that I can get along with, somebody that's, you know, nice and personable, and just Mike's a really good guy, and I like being associated with him.
Duncan himself is looking to rebound from a disappointing 2001. After winning Rookie of the Year in 2000, he only ran 7 times 1 year ago.
I feel that, you know, he's definitely going to add a lot of experience and knowledge to our team. I don't feel that we're as good as we're going to get, but I think in time and hopefully sooner than later that, you know, we're going to gel together and become a real dominant team.
So Mike Duncan with some veteran help there. Schrader back on the racetrack in the Federated Pontiac, the 99. But Kenny, this will put him at a real disadvantage as we get ready for the restart.
Well, I tell you what, you can never underestimate aerodynamics. Now here the caution car comes off the racetrack. We're getting ready to go back green.
Ken Schrader at the tail end of the lead lap. He did not lose a lap. He'll restart 14th on lap 38. Green flag is back in the air with Austin Cameron in the 16 car, your restart leader. There's Duncan in the 9. He's a couple of laps down. Eric Norris is second there in the 32.
Now I'm going to tell you what, if I know the rules, that yellow car, Mike David, he beat that leader back to the start-finish line, and that is usually a no-no. Let's keep an eye on that yellow car of Mike David, because Austin Cameron, he's the man that starts the race. You cannot pass him usually. So, wow, look at this.
A wheel is off one of the race cars. Looks like it might be off Kevin Richards' machine, the 85 car with troubles. That tire goes bouncing down the racetrack in turns 3 and 4, and we get our third caution of the afternoon right after the green came back out.
Wow, Rick, I'll tell you, I don't know if this is part of this bad luck that we're talking about, Kevin Richards, but I'll tell you what's odd about this. I remember seeing him coming down pit road and taking on right side tires. So you would think if there was any foul up, it would have been the right side lug nuts loose. So I got to think something broke on the left front, maybe a hub, you know, something like that. If I could get a better look at that wheel, I could see if the wheel broke, if the hub come off, but let's see if they're able to bolt one right on. Now, if they bolt one right on this thing, this is gonna tell me where's the lug nuts.
Let's go to Brett.
Kevin Richards had a left front tire go down. They had to work real hard to get the jack up under that car to get him back out again. Finally, he is there, but he is being held in the pits. Too many men over the wall. Finally, NASCAR lets him go.
I don't understand that, Kenny Wallace. First you have a problem with a wheel coming off on the left side, then you send too many guys over the wall. What's that?
Man, I don't know, but there's all types of stuff happening right now. The dust is flying, cars are running around. I mean, this has turned into a wild event.
So we remain under caution. Let's see if we can find out a little more about Kevin Richards' situation. Let's take another look from his in-car camera.
Wow. Right there, did you see the left front go down? And you know how lucky he was? He was going through the dog leg. He was still shifting gears. He was going from 3rd to 4th, so he's lucky he didn't hit that outside wall. So, I mean, this is a break for him. That was good luck.
But that penalty will put Richards a lap down as the pace car comes by. So Kevin Richards in the Monaco Chevrolet, the 85, pretty strong contender everywhere he goes, but he'll certainly have his work cut out for him here this afternoon. One guy everybody's chasing at the moment, the restart leader, Austin Cameron in Bill McAnally's Napa Chevrolet, the 16 car. Cameron Kenny looked very good last year. Now he's in maybe the best car in the series. Eric Norris, who started up front today on the pole, he's fallen back a little bit. He hasn't shown any ability at all to run with the 16 car, and here he is on pit road.
Well, he sure hasn't, and I wonder why he's coming down pit road. Let's take a look at it. Here he comes. Jackman comes out. Looks like they're going the right side tires. Made a decision here. Wedge bolt goes in. The guy in the rear, you've seen he made an adjustment. It's a chassis adjustment. right side tires, and he should be underway here. So he just made a decision to put on tires after all these yellow flags have been run. Maybe this would be good for him because, you know, after all this stay dry on the track, who knows? He's not going to have a flat tire now, that's for sure.
But he will give up a lot of track position as we prepare for another restart at Phoenix. Looking for a restart, the NASCAR Winston West season opener here on Speed Channel to begin 2002 with Kenny Wallace, Cyberic Benjamin, Brett McMillan on pit road for us. We've had a flurry of cautions here in the early going. One of them a couple of moments ago that started this sequence involved Kenny Schrader getting tagged in turn 4.
Yeah, Rick, they're just coming back in right now. They're trying to get an aerodynamic advantage here. See that? That's called a tape patch. That means they're trying to smooth that corner up. Don't ever underestimate. I keep saying that this is really going to mess this race car up.
Well, Schrader will come back onto the racetrack on the lead lap. He didn't go a lap down in this sequence. Let's get an update. Here's Brett McMillan in the 99 pit.
They've had a debate here at Ken Schrader's pits as to exactly where he is. He thought he was a lap down, but this is something kind of unusual that I'm not sure I've ever seen before. NASCAR says you're on the lead lap. They're going, we are?
Thank God. That's the next thing they're saying.
That's just where K. Schrader wants to be. Green flag is in the air. Austin Cameron on the outside leads the lead lap cars to the stripe.
Wow. Mike Duncan and Austin are already beaten going into turn 1 at the start-finish line.
Duncan 3 laps down, wants to get one of them back here. The 77 of Greg Pursley now in second spot.
This is going to be interesting to see how this plays out because Austin Cameron has the race in hand. Veteran move right there. He's saying, okay, Mike, go on, get your lap back because you're 3 down. I've got the fastest car. I cannot wreck this car.
So Duncan picks up one of the 3 laps as the leaders blow through the speedy dry here on the front straightaway.
And I'll tell you what, that shook Austin Cameron's rear of his car loose going through all that speedy dry. Now he pushes up, pushes up off of turn 2 there. And he's having all he can handle right now from the 77 car of Greg Pursley.
You've got to be impressed with Pursley, rookie here in Winston West. He's run the Southwest Series, much lighter race cars. He's doing a nice job in that Ford.
I tell you what, this kid reminds me of Kurt Busch, who came out of the Southwest, except this is the Winston West Series. I mean, look how tenacious he is. He's not even letting Austin get comfortable right now. He's like, I'm going to get you. He's going after him, and this is a sign that this Greg Pursley is going to be tough.
Pursley 11th on the Southwest Series points chase last year. Only one previous Winston West start. Let's go back downstairs to pit road. Here's Brett.
Kevin Buskirk, how bad is the damage to that car?
It's substantial on the right front. We patched it up as good as we can, put right side tires on it. We need to get left sides on it now because they're flat spotted.
All right, we'll have to see if Kenny Schrader can stay out long enough to allow that to happen.
Schrader's sitting in 9th spot on the lead lap, so his team digging hard, trying to keep him in the hunt here at Phoenix as he goes for 2 wins in a row. How about Kevin Richards in the 85 car? Richards moving by Pursley's machine here, trying to get back into contention, get back on the lead lap as well.
Well, I'll tell you what, so many turn of events. You know, Mike Duncan already getting one of his 3 laps back. He's going into turn 1. Now here comes Kevin Richards back after Austin trying to get one of his laps back. Just so many things happening. In reality right now, everybody just trying to get their lap back.
G.J. Menon in the 09 car, former Rookie of the Year in the Trans Am Series. That's a road race series. Menon out of Austin, Texas, now racing out of Cornelius, North Carolina. Here's Richards in the 85. They put new tires on that car, fixed the problem on the left front corner, and he'll sail by Cameron on the inside to get back on the lead lap.
You know what impressed me right there was Austin Cameron went in, and you almost could tell that he slid up on purpose because he knew Kevin had new tires on. He knew he was not going to hold him up. You know, just a sign of taking care of your car and a sign of also that there's still a lot of racing to go.
Still more than 100 miles of action to come here at Phoenix International Raceway. And here's Schrader in the 99 to the outside of Sean Woodside. Schrader into the top 10 once again, starting to rumble.
Wow, I'll tell you what, Rick, that's impressive because I didn't even realize that his crew chief said Kenny Schrader has got a flat spotted tire on the left side, meaning when that wreck happened, he pushed on the brakes, locked the left front up, and the tire's probably shaking right now because it's flat spotted.
On board Sean Woodside, he is 10th. Kenny Schrader working his way by him to take over 9th. Eric Norris is right there as well in the battle for 9th, 10th, and 11th. Woodside just not quite quick enough. There goes Norris by on the high side.
You know, Sean Woodside has been struggling, but what's neat about him is he's tenacious. He's staying after it. Who knows at the end of this day, he might be able to get his car handling, and be in there. When you have a day like this, you just try to get better and maybe get a good finish out. Now, wow, Scott Lynch held him down and almost got him a little bit loose.
Lynch in the 08 car, the red and white machine out of Idaho, running on the high side there, working on the 45 car to get by. So Lynch picks up the spot as well in the Mr. Gas Chevrolet. Woodside just not quick enough off the corners. He's back to 12th now.
I tell you, he's still got a long way to go, though. So, I mean, this is a deal where they're constantly working on the race car. There's a long way to go. And this guy's a veteran of this series. I wouldn't count him out yet. There's Austin Cameron, your leader.
Take a look at the running order up in the top left of your screen. Sammy Potashnik having a good day up in the top 5 at the moment. But everyone chasing the 16 car, the familiar Napa Chevrolet, this year piloted by Austin Cameron. He leads at Phoenix. Back at Phoenix and Kenny Wallace, you wouldn't think on a day like this that tire wear would be a problem. I think that's from Ken Schrader's machine.
Yeah, you're right, Rick. That's off the left front, or the right front, excuse me, of Kenny Schrader's car from that previous accident. Almost looked like that tire needed a haircut. It had so much fringe hanging off of. There's Sammy Potashnik in the Lucas Oil car. He started 10th, currently 5th, running a nice race.
Nice and clean, right behind Johnny Borneman there in the Redline Oil Ford, the number 8. He scored a victory on the Tour last season. Borneman started pretty deep in the field, but he's having a good day. He's moved up into the top 5 as well.
Wow, they're all bearing down on G.J. Menon right now. Borneman trying to get to the inside of G.J. I mean, that's a mouthful. G.J. Menon. Wow, he got loose right there, and they're all going to the outside of him.
Borneman's come from 17th spot up into the top 5, up into 4th spot.
I tell you what, that's characteristically the way that Johnny Borneman does it all the time. He always starts in the back, comes to the front, and I'm going to tell you what, this looks like rush hour in L.A. right now. They're 3 and 4 wide. This is a great shot.
Menon on the lead lap, back in about 14th position. There's the 33 car up in the hunt. That's Jeff Jefferson from Natchez, Washington. The D&G Bodyworks Ford. He's a Rookie of the Year contender. That's the yellow and red machine in this pack of cars.
And how's it go? Don't look now, but here comes Kenny Schrader.
Yeah.
Bent up fender, flat spotted left front tire and all, moving to the front.
Kenny, as well as you know, Schrader, isn't he a great driver when it comes to adjusting for a car that may not be quite right? I would think the damage on this car isn't knocking him off stride much at all.
The greatest thing about Kenny Schrader, we're inboard with him right now, working the outside of Sammy Potashnik. Look at that wall. I always get a big kick out of that. The thing about Kenny Schrader, the driver you're on board with right now, is he's a legendary dirt racer. Schrader adjusts to anything there is. Sometimes when his dirt car wasn't perfect, he would search out different grooves. So Kenny, you're right, Rick, he can adjust to any situation. He's one of the best in racing at doing it. So right now, his car probably isn't the way he wants, but he's mopping up the racetrack. Look at him. He's using the outside wherever he's got to go.
Trying to get around Potashnik for 5th spot. Schrader in the Federated Pontiac on the march. And he will take 5th away from Potashnik as they cross the dog leg on the back straightaway here at Phoenix, down into 3. And he's sizing up Johnny Borneman's Ford. There's Eric Norris in the 32, your pole sitter today. Norris has not been fast at all, though, since the first 10 or 15 laps.
You know, something that I just noticed that I got to make a statement about. We got a lot of cars out here that have got new right side tires on. We've got some cars that don't have no tires on, so we can't judge everything right now. Schrader's got new right sides on. Did you see Sammy Potashnik waving his hand just then?
Yeah.
He was waving his hand at the 33 car as this held Jeff Jefferson, hey, let me in here, or something like that. Wow, we almost had a wreck right there.
Sure did. Jefferson was way up by the wall in 3 and 4 as we watch Borneman and Schrader battle for 4th. Schrader looking to the inside, likes that low line, likes to put that Pontiac down on the yellow.
Now let me say something right there. Wow, 3 wide. What I was going to say is now the wreck at the start of the race, Scott Gaylord and Mike David. Now, did you see Schrader go in there and say, I think Johnny's coming down, I'm going to take it easy getting in here? That's the sign of a veteran.
Yeah.
Schrader knew, he could sense that he was coming down, so you could tell for a moment he let up. And he didn't force the issue, and hey, you know, there's no wreck, and we can keep racing. So I noticed that. That was pretty impressive.
With the damage to the right front corner, look how much faster he is, though, than Borneman. Once he cleared the 8, Schrader's motored out to about 12 car lengths on Borneman. No problem at all.
Yeah, I think that's a case of where he's got new right side tires on, and this guy, doesn't matter what he has on, he's gone.
Austin Cameron running his own race right at the moment. We're at Phoenix International Raceway, closing in on 60 laps in just a moment. We'll be back. Austin Cameron continues to dominate the NASCAR Winston West season opener here at PIR. At Napa Chevrolet, just on rails here since the drop of the initial green flag.
You know, Rick, I think so many times during the show we tried to say something about this team, but a caution would come out. Let's try it one more time. This team is awesome. I think it's head and heels above a lot of the other teams. I hate to say that, but the car is just always fast. I think it's more like a Winston Cup team. It just, wow, look at this. Lynch on the inside of Potashnik. Now look at there. Lynch backs out of it because he knows Potashnik's coming down. Great racing.
This is for 5th spot. Borneman has it in the 8 car. Potashnik is 6th. Lynch is 7th. You got Mike David back there. Jeff Jefferson's car also in the mix. And here comes Lynch to the outside.
I'll tell you, Rick, I didn't mean to interrupt you there, but look at Johnny Borneman's right side.
Yeah.
Pancake. We didn't see that, but this is why he's slowing up. Look at the right side of this car, Johnny Borneman. He must have got into the wall. We didn't see it, and he's hurting right now.
Obviously off the pace in the corner. He's pulled up out of the groove, trying to let the faster cars go through on the bottom. And Potashnik will lead that parade past the 8. That's a tough break. Borneman was 4th until Schrader got by him a few moments ago.
Well, I tell you what, you got to have a good eye because you're just sitting here saying, what's wrong with Johnny Borneman?
Yeah.
You know, we just picked it up. We didn't see him get into the wall. And most likely it might have been that turn, too, that bites everybody here at Phoenix.
Now, do you actually have to turn twice on the backstretch, or do you just have to set the right line as you come off the second turn?
Both. You have to do both because sometimes you're trying to make a pass. You know, you're turning, coming off of turn 2. Then you got to turn again because, you know, obviously you have a dog leg. But if you're trying to get underneath somebody and beat them into turn 3, you really got to turn. So it's almost like another corner. Let's watch right here in Sean Woodside's car.
There's the point. There's
Yeah.
the apex of the dog leg.
Yeah, see, that's not a straightaway. I mean, I've raced here a lot. I mean, that's another turn. So you've got to turn the wheel. And, you know, especially if you have somebody on your outside, you really got to turn a lot.
Woodside back in 9th spot right now. Potashnik continues to lead this group of cars. He is 6th. Lynch is 7th. The 45 of Woodside. The 5 of David being shown 1 lap down at this point.
Now look at this. Earlier, we're talking about how bad a day Sean Woodside's having. I mean, what did he do? Well, look at this. He's back underneath Lynch. He comes out of nowhere now.
Woodside and Lynch battling for position behind Potashnik.
Wow. Ooh, gosh, is that tight.
71 of Daryl Haar. He's from St. Albert, Alberta, Canada. Making his 2nd career Winston West start, the Westworld Motorsports Chevrolet. Not nearly on the pace that these lead cars are running.
You know, I'm going to say something right now. It's going to sound a little funny. A lot of my racing buddies will make fun of me. But let me tell you. Yeah, well, here it goes. Here's what I'm thinking. You know, this racetrack has sat for a couple months, okay?
Yeah.
It's cold. I think the more these cars get to running on it right now, they're laying rubber down. Cars that handled early at the start of the race aren't handling as good right now. I think this is what's happening with Sean Woodside right now. I think the track's getting some rubber buildup on it. It's getting warm. And maybe it's starting to favor his race car.
Some heat starting to build up in the pavement a little bit.
Yep. I mean, you know, they haven't raced on it in a while. You know, the interesting thing about Phoenix International Raceway is they hold a lot of road races here. And they race through the infield. You can see right there going into turn 3. They do a lot of racing on the infield, but not a lot, you know, so much on the outfield. And infield and outfield, it sounds like a ballpark, but that's almost what it is.
Down into the first corner. Woodside in the black car there, the 45. Trying to get by Scott Lynch for position. Sammy Potashnik as they head down the back straightaway through the kink. Good battle for positions back in 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. Mike David there in the 5 car, shown 1 lap down at this point.
That groove's starting to get wider and wider, Rick. You can see it's real black. Here's Austin Cameron going into turn 3 through that dog leg.
Cameron the leader by nearly 2 seconds. The 77 of Greg Pursley in 2nd spot. Kenny Schrader 3rd in the 99. Pursley has really turned in a good run here today, but he just hasn't been able to come up and challenge Cameron yet. We'll take a quick timeout and come right back at Phoenix. Closing in on halfway at Phoenix International Raceway, season opener for NASCAR's Winston West Tour. Some teams deciding, Kenny, that it's about time to look for a tire stop as Austin Cameron continues to lead here.
Hey, I like the back of those guys' uniforms. King Taco Restaurants. That looked good. Now, here he is, Austin Cameron. I mean, you know, we're usually saying Brendan gone, so, I mean, this is a deal where it's the car. I mean, this is a great race car.
Gone is gone at the moment. Here's the 08. Scott Lynch sitting in 6th spot right behind Sammy Potashnik, 5th in the 65. Brendan Gaughan, the defending series champ, going to the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series with his Orleans Racing bunch.
He sure is, and boy, I tell you what, that is a great race car, that Napa car. Here we're on the inside of the car. Sean Woodside looks like he's starting to make his march. He really struggled at the start of that race.
Woodside's 7th, Kenny. When last time we checked in with him, he was back at around 12th, 13th spot and seemed to be backing up, but they've got that car hooked up pretty well now.
Yeah, it just seems like at the start of the race, his car was sliding around a lot. You know, you could look at it. You could see the rear end coming around, the front end. I mean, just everything. Now the car looks like it's pretty balanced. Looks like they got all 4 tires working well. Mike David trying to catch this bunch in the number 5 car.
Woodside had a couple of poles a year ago, wasn't able to get to victory lane in the 45. They've repainted the car black with the yellow trim for this season. Potashnik in the 65, still in 5th. The 08, Lynch is 6th. And then Woodside, they wrap fenders coming off turn 4. Potashnik has to back off the throttle and Lynch will go by. So will Woodside.
Well, I'll tell you what happened was Potashnik went down into 3, slid way high, opened the door. Lynch fills the hole, but Potashnik comes back down. So, I mean, that was just a deal where, you know, everybody was going for the same spot. And obviously it could have been a big wreck.
Looks like Potashnik might have been holding up Lynch and Woodside as they move to 5th and 6th.
Right, and this is one of these corners right here. See, the cars are in almost a 4-wheel slide in that corner. I mean, you can't really tell it on camera, but I've run a lot of laps at this racetrack. You're trying to get on the gas early, and you use every bit of that corner. Now, I got to tell you, I'm shaking my head here. I mean, this is a huge comeback, Rick. I mean, look at the Sean Woodside car.
Back to 6th position now. After starting pretty deep in the field, he lined up 15th. He got into the top 10 or 12, but really couldn't go anywhere and was not nearly as quick as, for instance, Kenny Schrader when Schrader went by him on the way toward the front earlier.
And, you know, I mean, with 24 cars in the race, he started 15th, you know, a little over halfway through the back of the pack. We're used to seeing him start up front, but, you know, we thought this was not going to be his day. I mean, I was saying, heck, if he can finish 10th, 15th, it's going to be good. He's mowing to the front.
Lapping by Jack Sellers' car, the 15, 2 laps down to the leaders is Sellers as we are past halfway. But caution on the speedway, our 4th caution of the day here. Lap 76, 1 lap past halfway. 1 car in trouble up at the top of turn 4. It's G.J. Menon out of Cornelius, North Carolina now. The Grease Lightning Chevrolet. I don't know if Menon got into the wall, but we see smoke showing from the bottom of the race car as though he might have hit something and cut a tire down, perhaps.
I tell you, Rick, we were so busy, you know, looking at this comeback of Sean Woodside. I didn't even see that wreck, but obviously it looks like he spun around, maybe hit the left front on the wall, but he's got to get into the pits. And now this is a perfect opportunity for a lot of these guys. This is a great amount of laps gone by. You can see GJ, he's waving his hands. He's saying, hey, I need to get to the inside. I need to fix this. So that way all the other competitors slow up a little bit and give him a break.
Now we are past halfway, so these teams ought to be thinking in terms of being able to run the rest of the distance, certainly on fuel, maybe on tires. Austin Cameron, the race leader, hasn't yet been to pit road, but he's going to change all that now. Here comes the Napa Chevrolet. Brett McMillan standing by in the 16 pit.
And the leader has come in. Austin Cameron comes to a stop, and this crew comes to the ready. This is Brendan Gaughan's truck crew working here today. These guys worked this car last year as he won the championship. Right side's changed, making sure the car is full of gas. It is just a 2-tire change, 17 seconds. 2 pit stalls in front of him. Kenny Schrader's having trouble getting out.
Heavy traffic as these teams try to leave their pit stalls.
Well, I think, Rick, that's what we call controlled chaos. Everybody's trying to get back. I don't know what I was doing, but that was scaring me right there. Austin Cameron almost ran into somebody, your leader. I mean, he missed him by just a couple inches. So, I mean, getting off pit road is important. Look at Kevin Richards. Wow, look at that. Just as we speak, I mean, getting off pit road, sometimes races are won here.
He and Johnny Borneman almost getting together. There's Cameron. He'll return as the leader. Are you surprised they only put 2 tires on that car, Kenny?
Well, I really am, but, you know, I mean, now we're looking at G.J. Menon here. They're working on this left front. I mean, everybody has their own strategy, so you can never say this is what we need to do because you don't know what they're going to do again. They're probably waiting for another caution, going to, you know, put left sides on again. But who knows? This racetrack is flat. The left side of the car is raising up in the air. The left sides could probably go the whole way. These Hoosier tires are very durable. Sean Woodside, 2 top 10s at Phoenix, and he is making one great comeback here, and he's putting on his last set of tires. As we count up here, we can tell that he's gone through his 14-tire allotment for the week. Mike David just about pulls in front of him. That's real important right there. When you get ready to come out of your pit stop, you got to look up in the mirror, make sure you don't run into somebody. We've seen a lot of accidents, people wrecking on pit road.
David still a lap down to the leaders. Woodside very much a contender. He was up in the top 6 before the yellow came out. When we go back to racing, there'll be about 70 miles left to run here. Woodside should be in good shape now with fresh tires and fuel, but I'm surprised about Cameron. If this does go green to the end, he could have trouble with those left side tires. We'll see when we come back at Phoenix International Raceway. Welcome back to Phoenix. Fans enjoying NASCAR's Winter Heat, opening up the 2002 season out here on the West Coast. Good to be with you with Kenny Wallace, Ibert Benjamin, Brett McMillan patrolling pit road for us today. Cameron settles in the 16 car behind the pace car here at Phoenix, ready for a restart.
Well, finally a sigh of relief. It seems like things were going crazy there about a quarter of the way through the race. Wow, look at this guy. I think that's Mike Duncan, about spins out, running through that oil dry at the start-finish line, coming up to get back on the inside, try to get another lap back.
Got to look at G.J. Menon's machine there. They've fixed the Grease Lightning Chevrolet. And here comes Mike Duncan in the 9. Bill Sedgwick, the crew chief now for that team. Duncan will start on the inside of the front row, and all that means is he is first among the cars a lap down or more.
Well, I tell you, this is going to be an interesting restart because now this is new tire to new tire. This means nobody has an advantage. Austin Cameron, your leader in the 16 car front row outside, new right side tires on. Same thing with Mike Duncan, but he's down a couple laps from that oil line that broke in his car. Get ready for a restart.
Eric Norris restarts in second spot. Ken Schrader will go in third. Now, Norris was the pole qualifier here this weekend. Cameron qualified second. We'll see if Norris might be able to get the jump here on Cameron with maybe a little bit quicker race car. 83 laps go on the board. Green is back in the air. We're back underway at Phoenix.
Wow, great restart. Dead heat coming to start-finish line, but Austin is saying, I'm not going to give it to you this time, buddy. I got 2 new right side tires. He's going after him.
Cameron up alongside Mike Duncan. Duncan a couple of laps down to the leader here. If I were Cameron, Kenny, I would think I'd just let that 9 car go.
I think he heard you. I think he heard you. You know, because I mean the 9 car right now at the front of your field, he's down laps, and obviously he was in the preferred groove. Sometimes the high side is the faster groove on these restarts.
Schrader, meantime, moving into second, getting around Eric Norris. That's the white and blue Pontiac, the 99 car. Winner here 1 year ago.
Wow, I'm going to tell you what, you can never give up on Kenny Schrader. I mean, he just keeps wheeling this thing. It looks to me like right now that Austin Cameron's car is what I call a good lengthy race car. It runs better after you get 5-10 laps on it. Look at Austin's car kind of bouncing right there. Real low air pressure, that's what that is. There he goes, he's starting to drive away. Air pressure building up in the tires of the car in front of Kenny Schrader.
Down the back straightaway here at Phoenix into turn 3 as we watch from the seat of Schrader's federated Pontiac. A little bit further back in the pack, Kevin Richards trying to get going, moving inside of one machine. He's tucked in behind Sammy Potashnik. Johnny Borneman in the blue and white number 8 there as well as they battle for position. Borneman sitting in 10th spot. Richards is 11th. Brett Thompson there in the other machine, the MBNA-sponsored 61 car. He's up into 7th. So Thompson really starting to rumble, the driver we have not heard much about.
I'll tell you something we didn't talk about was that we're on the inside of Kevin Richards here in the Monaco Enterprise Chevrolet, going through turns 3 and 4. I was going to talk about Johnny Borneman. He needed that caution. Remember, he was the car, the number 8, with the pancaked right side. He had just got done hitting the wall, so he needed that caution to get in and get it fixed.
On board Richards right behind Potashnik. They battle it for 9th and 10th, and meantime here's Eric Norris coming back at Schrader as Cameron has pulled out to another 7 or 8 car length lead. Schrader trying to hold Norris back.
Wow, I'm going to tell you what, this is impressive, Kenny Schrader. I don't know how much his car can stand. There's G.J. Menon on the inside. Schrader just doing a fantastic job with the right front tore up on that race car.
Schrader down the back straightaway, heading toward turn 3. Got into a skirmish several laps ago on the front stretch. His team did a great job to pit him, change the right front tire, and repair that right front sheet metal without him going a lap down.
Yeah, repair it, if that's what we can call it.
Well, they made it raceable, let's put it that way.
It still looks like a fangled tooth race car, but he's doing a great job driving it. Oh, Eric Norris, isn't that great? I mean, here's the son of a legendary movie actor, Chuck Norris, comes out here, shows that, he's a racer. I mean, sometimes you could think that, the son of a legendary father from Hollywood, you think, well, he might be getting everything given to him. I mean, totally 180 of that. This kid's a racer. He works on his own race car. Look at him. I mean, he's out here, he's digging.
Eric Norris, just like his dad Chuck, started in the entertainment business as a stuntman. And now he's a stunt coordinator and director on motion pictures and television dramas in real life.
And we always got to throw that in there because we've got new fans and they're thinking, Eric Norris, I wonder if that's Chuck Norris's son. So, it's kind of neat. I mean, kind of like everybody telling me you're Rusty's brother, right? So we have a little fun with it.
Norris sitting third. Schrader rides second. Everyone's still chasing Austin Cameron in the 16.
Now, what Eric's doing here, Rick, what he's doing is he's saying, okay, I'm behind the winningest race car driver at Phoenix. He's trying to search his groove up.
Yeah.
I mean, he's saying, well, what can I do to get by Schrader? So he's learning.
Well, Norris trying to go to school here and see if he can use those lessons to gain a couple of spots. We're in the second half of action at Phoenix. We'll be back. Welcome back to Phoenix International Raceway. Still a battle for second spot. Ken Schrader has the position. In the blue and white 99 machine, Eric Norris in the 32, that Jana King Ford right behind him. There you got a glimpse of the leader, Austin Cameron, blowing by our speed camera.
Yep, this is the same old story,
Yeah.
Same old song and dance. I mean, they're just still going at it. Eric Norris still trying to find out where his car will run best to try to get around Kenny Schrader.
Greg Pursley in fourth, Jeff Jefferson in fifth. Couple of names we're not that familiar with on the Winston West Tour, but they're both off to really good starts here today. Kevin Richards in the 85, battling for sixth ahead of Scott Lynch. Looks like Sammy Potashnik in the mix there, too. Potashnik has been consistent today in the Lucas Oil Chevrolet after getting his first career win 1 year ago.
Yeah, and wow, he looks like he rubs on him a little bit,
Yeah.
rubs on Scott Lynch. I think what you're starting to see now, we talked about it, some 30 laps ago. Now everybody has the same tires on, meaning that everybody came down pit road, everybody put on right side tires, so now we're seeing what everybody's got. And, obviously Sammy Potashnik going to the front as he passes Scott Lynch.
Up into seventh spot now. Lynch backpedaling a good bit. You can see the 08 car not nearly up to the pace that Potashnik is able to run after that pass was completed. Closing in on 100 miles here shortly, Kenny Wallace. There'll be 50 to go in just a couple of moments. And if you're sitting back there like Potashnik, what do you think about it heading into the final 50 laps? How do you make that car better? Try to get up there and challenge Schrader or Pursley or, of course, Austin Cameron, who's still the leader.
Well, obviously what he's trying to do right now is he's focusing on his line. He just got done passing Scott Lynch, so what he's trying to do, look here, Austin Cameron led 79 and 95 laps. Now, is that incredible?
That is.
I mean, that's pretty awesome. But, getting back to him, I mean, he's just got to take it and focus on what he's got to do, and that's just running the cleanest line he can. He's definitely not running with these boys right now. They're too wide going into three.
Brandon Ash in the 23 car had a couple of good runs last season. That red and blue machine on the outside of Johnny Borneman. They're fighting for position. This is for 9th. Tim Woods back there in 11th. Borneman will grab the spot.
And look at old Woodside there. He's so much faster than them right now. You can tell he's almost irritated. You've seen him coming off at turn 4, and you could see him getting in the throttle. Wow, look at that. Woohoo! That wall come up close.
Now remember, Woodside was up as high as 6th before the last round of pit stops off the caution. He's trying to get around these cars and climb back into contention, make a run at the top 5 here. Get a look at that 61 car. That's Brett Thompson. He's out of Idaho. That's the MBNA machine that last year Herschel McGriff drove. One of the team cars in the Bill McAnally stable. So he's operating as a teammate to Austin Cameron, the race leader here today.
Tim Woods still making a great run as he's bearing down on Johnny Borneman. Here's Kenny Schrader and Eric Norris. I mean, I got to laugh because Eric Norris and Schrader, they just going at it tooth and nail. This has been going on for about 15 laps now. Schrader as he arcs down into turn 1. Wow, look at the run. Eric Norris trying to get on the outside of Kenny.
Norris trying a couple of different lines down the backstretch to see if he can sneak around Schrader.
Yeah, and you see what's happening right now. These two are racing hard, and here comes Greg Pursley. You were asking me how's he going to make his run to the front. He concentrated on his line, and here he comes, the 77 car. Joe Bean drove that car last year.
Norris by Schrader for second spot here.
Yeah, I think Kenny Schrader finally had to yell uncle. I mean, those tires could only take so much, and right now it looks like his aerodynamic advantage that he doesn't have now. I guess the right front fender is, not doing its job. The new tires are gone. He's starting to fade.
Big push in the corners. You can see he's unable to keep the car down at the bottom, and that's where he likes to run here at Phoenix. First lead by as well for third, so Schrader gets shuffled back to fourth.
I mean, that's a veteran move. Schrader letting those guys go by because his car's starting to give up. Better to make the move, get behind these guys. He's got a straightaway behind him.
Schrader probably needs another caution, so perhaps they can adjust the car, give him new right side tires. Let's see what's going on in his pit area. Back downstairs to Brett McMillan.
You're right, Rick. That earlier wreck may indeed have done some serious damage to Ken Schrader's car. Right now, he says it's just not very good. It's loose going into the turns, tight everywhere else, and it's got a vibration. It looks like Ken Schrader will likely not be making the trip to victory lane today.
Boy, loose, tight, and a vibration all in one race car. That's pretty difficult.
Well, I know some of the fans probably get tired of us talking about Kenny Schrader, but when a guy has won the last time here and won all those races, you think it's going to be his day. But it's going to be, I'm going to tell you what, it's going to take a monsoon to stop this guy right here. Austin Cameron driving the ex-champion car. Brennan gone, he's gone.
The lead now 2.5 seconds for Cameron over Eric Norris. We'll be back at Phoenix. Back at Phoenix International Raceway, the NASCAR Winston West Series opening up the 2002 season. The NASCAR Winter Heat, there's your leader. Austin Cameron, Bill McAnally's Chevrolet, the Napa Auto Parts car. That has been a dominant team, Kenny Wallace, for the past couple of seasons on the Winston West Tour.
Wow, look at this stat. That's the number of the car, 16, sweet 16. Now look, two different drivers in the last 3 years, and this thing has done nothing but had total success. And now they're on their third driver. As you see, Jeff Jefferson in the pits. Looks like he's getting left side tires. But back to that Sweet 16, I mean, it doesn't seem like it matters what driver's in that race car. I mean, when you got a good horse, you ride it, Rick.
That's for sure. And now they're going for their fourth consecutive title with their third driver this year, Austin Cameron, certainly off to a great start here today. Jefferson on pit road, by the way, he was fifth before having to come in to get tires and fuel. So coming up on 40 laps to go, he should be good to run to the end, and we'll see if that car gets any quicker. Sean Woodside getting quicker. Here he goes under Scott Lynch again. Those two have been battling all afternoon.
Hey, something I've noticed about Scott Lynch's car? This is an old Monte Carlo, that 08. I mean, that car is outdated by 2 years. So, you got to give old Scott Lynch a round of applause. He's keeping up. See that car right there? That's an old 1999, 98 Monte Carlo. That car is as outdated, so he's doing a great job.
Lynch gets drop kicked back to 8th as Woodside moves back to 7th spot, headed toward the top 5 perhaps. Lynch just riding consistently in that car. He was pretty strong last year when we saw him several times. Age 21, he's got a great future in front of him. Check your running order, top left of the screen. Cameron still dominating, a couple of seconds ahead of Eric Norris, who runs second.
Yeah, he's pretty much gone. This car looks good. Coming down the front straightaway here, Napa Automotive Finishes. This car has been the premier car on the circuit for the last 3 years, as we said earlier, winning the last 3 championships. Just totally dominant.
Good day for racing here in the early part of the season at Phoenix International. A little cooler than we've come to expect. Not quite 60 degrees when the green flag dropped. There's Jefferson, after getting those left side tires, whistling around Tim Woods III.
That's what new tires do for you, whether they're on the right side or the left side, when everybody else has been out on the racetrack for 30 laps. Kenny Schrader, looks like having problems on the right rear. Must have put new right side tires on. Yes, definitely. There's the sticker on the right rear tire.
Green flag stop gives up a lot of track position, though, to come in and make those corrections.
Yeah, if I know Kenny Schrader, the car was probably just out of hand. It might have been shaking, like we said, that vibration, and probably said to himself, I got to come in and get tires. Better safe than sorry. Might have blown a right front tire and hit the wall. So he's in, he's safe, and he's back out.
Kenny was running 4th when he came to pit road, gives up a lap in the process, being shown back in 14th spot now. So with the lap starting to wind down, we'll see if Schrader can get rolling and get back up at least into the top 10 before the checkered falls. Cameron, though, has no one to worry about. He's running all by himself right now. And we talked to Austin earlier about getting ready to join the McAnally team.
I've been anticipating the whole time. We've been selling our old team and getting rid of that. And so, it was my father and I's deal. And I don't have to pay the bills anymore, or have to worry about the headaches anymore. And now just show up and drive and really concentrate. And I think it's paying off so far.
And the nice thing is you can go back to being father and son instead of boss and subordinate.
Yeah, that's it exactly. It helps our relationship a lot, and hopefully, Dad's he's really interested in all this series, and he's been here. He's right in the middle of it, and he didn't want to give it up, and neither do I. And I'm glad he's here.
Wow, and I bet after today, Austin Cameron, if he goes on to win this thing, he's got over a 2-second lead right now. I bet at the end of this day, he's going to drive home and he's going to say, I always knew that I could do this. I mean, this 16 car with Brendan Gaughan in it last year, beat these guys so bad it was like, it was ridiculous. So now Austin in the same car, now Austin can understand why Brendan Gaughan was doing what he was doing. I mean, it's the horse he's on. Here, we're on the inside of Kevin Richards in a Monaco Enterprise Chevrolet.
Kevin Richards starting to rumble up to 5th, but he was penalized on pit road earlier. Let's go to Brett McMillan.
Roger Olche, you guys are slowly climbing. What have you done to that car?
We got caught in the pits, and they said we had one too many guys over the wall, so they held us a lap. So we finally got our lap back, and we're hoping for a caution because we got 2 new tires put on the right side still.
But one of those days, man, how sweet would it be to win this thing after that?
Oh, it'd be nice. We had a bad year last year. It'd be real nice.
Well, they got a pretty good shoe in the car. He's got 4 wins in this series already to his credit, and he would love to make it 5.
Doing a great job here so far. They've battled back from a lot of adversity, but the guy to watch is certainly Austin Cameron in the 16. We'll be back. 30 miles to go here at Phoenix International Raceway on Speed Channel. I'm Rick Benjamin with Kenny Wallace, Brett McMillan on pit road, and Austin Cameron. Kenny, he's got a lot to think about now as he works lap traffic here. Johnny Borneman not giving him much room.
Well, this is the time of the race where Austin Cameron says, I know I can win it now. He's probably getting goosebumps, but he's coming up on all these lap cars, and he cannot make a mistake. So, I mean, this is a difficult part of the race for him. Eric Norris going into turn 1. He's had a great day, running strong.
Sits in 2nd spot. There's the MBNA car. Brett Thompson's 2nd start at Phoenix. Late stop for the rookie. They go right side tires and fuel here with less than 30 to go. Oh, boy. Looks like it won't refire.
Yeah, looks like it might be out of gas. The guy on the left front window spraying ether in there. He run out of fuel. They're trying to get it started. He's pumping the gas. And finally, it just fired up. Looks like it. Looks like it died again. Now the crew trying to push it. Boy, this is painstaking. I've been in this situation before. Now the crew's like, okay, here we all come. They're all running back after the car. What's happened is he's run out of gas, so he's got to get all the new fuel from the fuel cell all the way up to the front of the car because that fuel line is that long. So that's called ether. They're spraying it at the bottom of the windshield. Finally fired up, and here he goes.
Thompson out of Jerome, Idaho, a rookie contender. That's Bill McAnally's 2nd car. Last year that car wore number 04, and the ageless great Herschel McGriff steered that machine. McGriff driving a different car this year. We'll talk more about that a little bit later on. Here's Lynch on pit road for his final stop of the day, fuel and right side tires.
You see the wedge wrench going in the back window. Let's watch him. He's screwing it down. That means he's pushing. That means he's taking wedge out of the car, and he's off. That was a great organized pit stop.
So Scott Lynch in the Mr. Gas machine down and away. He was running back in 12th spot. He's 1 lap down. No caution to help these teams that need one final stop. Cameron's team, I can't believe this. They're on a one-stop strategy, Kenny. They're about the only team in the top group that's only been able to make one, only needed to make one stop.
Well, Rick, you're exactly right. But what I think that means, what that means is this number 16 car you're looking at here is so good. Yeah. He only needed right side tires. His left side tires are obviously on the pavement, very strong, and I mean, this has got to be a dream ride for this kid right now. He's probably putting in a lot little. He's not putting in the effort he did last year. I mean, you can just tell it. It's flawless.
Of course, every team here runs a Hoosier radial tire since we're on a speedway at Phoenix. Everyone pretty much on the same tire combination, but to make those left sides last 150 miles, that's impressive to me.
Hey, you know what? Don't I deserve some credit? Because,
yes, you do.
Because I bragged. Oh, now hold on. I bragged on Austin Cameron because I loved his name and I know he's a great kid. But, oh, what the heck, man? Look at the kid. He's out there. I mean, he's doing a great job. I'm really happy for him because, I mean, so many times as a race car driver, you could just tell Austin last year, he's like, you know, he just kept trying and he'd have an accident or he'd have bad luck. And remember even when he changed the color of his race car, he went to almost pink last year. and that was bad luck for him. And
Salmon colored, we thought it was.
And, just always one of those drivers, running, second to fifth and just thinking he's going to, the number 15 car.
Jack Sellers with some problems. Sellers a couple of laps down in that 15. He is off the pace. Looks like some smoke showing on the back end of that machine. See if a yellow comes out. Now, this could really catch some teams out if we get a late caution here.
Yeah, and especially those two guys that just pitted. They needed Scott Lynch. He had to come back down pit road. I don't know if they're going to throw the caution or not. Had rubber. Looks like he might have a right front flat. There was rubber flying all in turns 1 and 2. Doesn't look like it.
No yellow flag showing. Sellers about half a dozen laps down to the leaders. It's still Cameron in the 16. Now Borneman in the 8 car is 1 lap down. He is 9th. Looks like Sellers clipped the wall there. He white-walled those tires, didn't he?
I don't know what me and you were doing, but it looked like he knocked the wall down and we missed it. I mean, that was a major accident there. He really hammered the wall hard, and you can see that right front tire is barely on.
So Sellers will head to pit road to be checked over by his crew. We'll be back. Back at Phoenix International Raceway, last couple of dozen laps today for the NASCAR Winston West Series with Kenny Wallace, Cybrick Benjamin. Watching your second place runner Eric Norris down the front straightaway. Moving around Brett Thompson's 61 car. It's Greg Pursley in the 77. He's on an awfully good day today. Pursley back up to third now as he puts some pressure on Norris for that spot.
I tell you, we used to see Joe Bean in that number 77, like I've always said, but we got to give a call. I mean, Greg Pursley doing a great job today. Been inside the top 5 all day, trying to run down Eric Norris. Wow, look at that. Number 61 all the way up at the wall.
Brett Thompson wiggles, and Pursley wiggled big coming through turn 4 as well. So Thompson goes around Norris, and Norris has to be unhappy about that car that's a lap down would just drive on by him like that. That does allow Norris, though, to concentrate on the battle for second with Pursley.
Yeah, you can tell Eric Norris's tires are worn out. He's starting to use up all the racetrack. His car's starting to slide out. Wow, look at this pass.
Pursley to the inside, heading down into turn 3. Now swings up high. He tries to go around Norris for second spot. Pursley, the rookie, in the 77. And he'll be ahead of Norris at the stripe.
I think Pursley was caught off guard that the 32 car gave him the bottom of the racetrack. They're going back at it. Eric Norris saying, nope, not going to give it back to you that easy.
Norris trying to stay low through the dog leg, but Pursley just quicker. Jeff Jefferson, meantime, the D&G Body Works car getting pushed back behind the wall. Looks like he may be done for the afternoon.
I don't see anything wrong with that car quite yet. Might have internal problems, maybe a gear, something in the motor. All the body straight.
Great battle, though, here for second. Here's Norris. They are door to door. Norris on the inside. Pursley up high for second spot here in Phoenix. And Norris by inches on the bottom.
Listen to this, Rick. I've always wanted to do this. Door handle to door handle, wheel to wheel, bumper to bumper. Oh, I love it.
Barney Hall would be proud of you.
Man, that was good there now. Them guys are going at it for laps.
Norris back into second by a car length. So on the bottom, Norris gets some traction and gets back around Pursley. Now there's another lap car up ahead. That's the 71 of Darrell Haar. We'll see what happens here. Last time these two cars encountered lap traffic, that cost Norris second spot.
Rick, I can promise you right now we're coming down to the end of this race. The spotter up in the top here, up here by our booth, they're in both of these guys' ears saying, hey, we're running out of time, you got to go, because you can tell they're driving like it.
Kevin Richards, you can just see the 85 car back there. He is fourth. The Monaco Enterprises Chevrolet done a great job. Remember, he was penalized on pit road earlier in the event. Pursley in just his second series start in that 77 car.
You know what? Eric Norris, that's his bad corner right there. He comes off of turn 2 and Pursley really makes a run on him.
Norris hangs on to second. Less than 20 laps to go here at Phoenix.
And I tell you what, you said it, don't look now, but out of your screen, we got two cars mowing these guys down, and that guy is gone. Austin Cameron, your leader.
No one has been able to run with Cameron since the first 20 laps here today. Every restart, that 16 car has just pulled away without anyone contesting the spot. Now here comes the 04, Herschel McGriff. He's driving the cars that Steve Portengay ran so successfully last year. McGriff at age 74 up in the top 10 here.
Wow, Herschel, I'm going to tell you what, that 04 car right there that was just on the rear bumper, that guy does not get any older, up in his 70s.
Let's take a quick timeout here in Phoenix. We'll be back to take you to the checkered flag. Back at Phoenix International Raceway, the NASCAR Winston West Series getting down to the wire of NASCAR Winter Heat to open up the 2002 season. Austin Cameron has dominated since the first 20 laps. No one's been able to lay a glove on him in the Napa Chevrolet. Cameron right now just needs to keep it off the wall for a few more moments. Sammy Potashnik, meantime, and Kevin Richards, they've been battling for fourth, and Potashnik has gotten back by the 65, taking over the spot from the 85 car.
I'm going to tell you what, Sammy Potashnik is like he's been shot out of a cannon. I mean, he has come out of nowhere. We thought Kevin Richards was running good. Look at this. Herschel McGriff trying to get past the leader.
Battling to try to get his lap back, Kenny. Now, he's one lap down, but he's right there with Cameron. We'll see if Cameron will let him go. Herschel was in 8th spot just a few moments ago.
Yeah, Austin's tippy-toeing to the front. He's trying to finish this out. We're on inside of 10 laps. Sun's starting to shine in turn 1, getting in the driver's eyes. Everybody know they got to get to the finish.
Here comes Kenny Schrader to the outside of Norris, not for position. Schrader a lap down after that green flag stop with about 35 miles to go. Schrader will just loop around the 32 car and take off.
Here we are, Chuck Carruthers, the crew chief for Austin Cameron. I can almost read his lips. All right, he's counting the laps down. Take it easy, buddy.
Is he calling lap times out to Austin there?
He could be. I think he just said something 75. He could have been saying, 22, 75, giving him his lap times, trying to keep him calm. And look at this.
This is for position. Potashnik trying to get around Pursley here. So Sammy Potashnik gobbles up another spot. That should put him into 3rd.
I'm going to tell you what. Sammy Potashnik has got the second place car right in front of him right now. Started 10th, currently 3rd. I mean, what a comeback.
And his team has done a great job, I would say, Kenny. We haven't talked much about Potashnik in the last 75 laps or so, but they must have been adjusting on that race car. He's gotten a lot quicker here in the last segment of the race.
Well, I mean, Rick, we're not getting on the bandwagon. He has come out of nowhere. I mean, look at this. Everybody looks like they're in slow motion. Sammy is just flying right now. I mean, pal, we would have talked about you earlier, but you were just there. Look at you.
Coming up on Norris, this is for 2nd spot out of turn 4. Handful of laps to go here at Phoenix.
I mean, this is like an animated cartoon character. Everybody else is just like, looks like they're seconds slower.
It's the Roadrunner and Wile E. Coyote.
He's come out. I mean, it's incredible.
Kevin Richards was up in 4th earlier. He has slowed considerably. He's back to 6th now. Sean Woodside has gotten around him.
I think what's happened, now I've been involved in these situations before. Here's Sean Woodside out of nowhere. Sammy Potashnik and Sean Woodside, this guy right here, race fans, 10th to 15th all day long, really rallying later on. And I mean, they're going to have great runs.
We've had a long section of green flag racing. In fact, we've gone over 100 miles of green flag action since our 4 cautions earlier. Cameron all by himself out in front. He'll get 2 to go this time by. 2 laps to go for your leader in the 16, Austin Cameron. And for 2nd spot, Potashnik way under the white line to take the spot away.
That was great. You know, Sammy, that white car, that Lucas Oil car, you knew he could smell that 2nd spot, and he just dove it down on the apron and slid right up in front of Eric Norris.
So give Potashnik 2nd. Norris gets drop kicked back to 3rd. As they come to the white flag, here's your leader, and Herschel McGriff battling with the 16 car. Now, these 2 drivers don't have much history necessarily, but remember that McGriff raced on this team 1 year ago in a different 04 car. So McGriff gets his lap back. He's back on the lead lap now in Steve Portingay's 04.
And you know what? They're racing their hearts out, but it's all for naught. But here he comes. All he's got to do is make this last corner, Rick.
Coming down to the checkered flag, Austin Cameron, his first start for the Napa Chevrolet team. And Cameron will have a dominant victory here at Phoenix.
Wow.
Cameron, your winner. Borneman takes the checkered flag a lap down. And right behind, the 65 of Potashnik in 2nd spot. Norris is 3rd. And Sean Woodside trying to get 4th away here from Greg Pursley to the line. Woodside will score 4th. Pursley gets dropped back to 5th in the 77.
He's getting the congratulations of his crew. I'm going to get on up here. I tell you what, the more things change, the more they stay the same. First time out, congratulations.
Well, I'll tell you what, is this Napa team a juggernaut or what? It don't make any difference who you put in the seat, who you got work on these cars. These babies are just fast. I want to thank all our Napa truck team come down here and give us the best pit stop you could ever hope for.
You dream about a day like this in your first day as a crew chief. Did you really believe it would come true?
Hey, I'll tell you what, like I said, having worked in this organization in the past, great notes. We came here with what I believe was a good race car, and I think we just made her a little better.
Now go celebrate with your driver.
We're gonna, man.
Austin Cameron's new crew chief, Chuck Carruthers, obviously very happy. Nothing went wrong at all for this team all weekend. Not the only thing they missed, Kenny Wallace. They qualified second.
And I'm going to tell you something. How strong was this car? It led from lap 17 to right now, lap 115, dominant.
And with one pit stop, a lot of teams made 2, even 3. They only needed 1 to put the Napa Chevrolet in victory lane. We'll meet the winner when we come back here at Phoenix. Back at Phoenix International Raceway on Speed Channel, Austin Cameron with a dominant victory in car number 16 to open up the Winston West campaign in 2002. For Cameron, certainly a huge weekend. He climbs out of the car to the applause of the fans. He's with Brett McMillan.
Could you have dreamed? Okay, you could dream this. Did you really believe it would come true first time around with this team?
Absolutely, I had to come true. I had to follow in Brendan's footsteps, and he did a heck of a job. And this whole Napa team, Napa Filters, Martin Senior, Napa Belt and Hoses, everybody was great. It was awesome. I just can't thank the team enough. Great pit stops and awesome decisions from Chuck Carruthers. Couldn't have been any better.
We talked before the race. You weren't nervous about this opportunity. You said this kind of stoked you a little bit. Man, you proved it.
Yeah, I was stepping into a good deal, and I'm really happy about it. And boy, it shows. It was a great day today, boy. Yeah.
You just checked out. What was the deal?
I think we just, we just tuned the car for long runs, and it really worked good on the long runs. I was really happy with it. We made decisions, and I just saved the car. I didn't go out there and use it all up, and at once. So. Happy.
Why do I get the feeling this is the first of many times we're going to talk to you this year?
I sure hope you're right. Thank you.
Congratulations on winning the season opener.
Wow, that was great. He put all the sponsors in there. The pressure's over now. He knows he can win in it.
25-year-old Austin Cameron opens up the Winston West campaign with a big win at Phoenix. Potashnik and Norris round out the top 3. Mike David hung on for 11th, and Scott Lynch ahead of Mike Duncan for 12th. Jeff Jefferson struggled at the end, comes home 20th. Sellers and Barrister, Grady, Scott Gaylord wrecked and brought out the first yellow today. He finishes 24th.
And look at here in the middle of your screen, the driver that won the championship, the previous driver, Brendan Gaughan, in the red.
Gaughan there to cheer his teammates on, and I'm sure he's as pleased as anyone with this victory. Brett's ready to talk to the second place finisher.
Well, a second place finish for Sammy Potashnik. Where did you come from at the end?
Well, I just came from about 10th where we started. And just rode around out there, and I guess maybe growing up there in Missouri where every track's dirt, I didn't drive on a lot of them, but the cars handled like we were on the dirt track, and everybody was sliding around, and I just sucked it up and just went on. And I can't say enough for the Lucas Oil Chevrolet and the SP Racing team and new crew chief and everyone, the full-time employees and the volunteers. We had a heck of a year. We put an ad in the paper for volunteer pit crewmen. They came out. We've got 3 really good ones. We got the entire team here. It's the best team I've ever had, and it makes you really proud to be part of something like this.
Well, and you got a crew chief with some pretty good experience, too, in Jerry Pitts.
He sure does. He sure keeps me pretty calm, and like I said, I've been falling asleep in the car before practice, and if that's not a sign of being relaxed, I don't know what is.
Well, I tell you what, you didn't relax anybody out there today, man. You drove it to the front at the end. Congratulations.
You got to do it when it's time to get the money, time to make a good showing, and that's when it was.
All right, Sammy Potashnik, solid second place run.
He got so much quicker toward the end of that race, Kenny.
Boy, he did, and also Sean Woodside and guys like Kenny Schrader, who had a bad day but still ended up 9th. So, great day.
Third place falls to Eric Norris. He was strong all day but faded at the end. Let's go back downstairs.
Well, Eric, you started on the pole. You finished in 3rd. Not what you'd hope, but, man, you just kind of fought this thing all day long, didn't you?
Yeah, you know what, we kind of had a game plan of taking rights early and then lefts, and we were hoping for a caution, with 30 or 40 to go, and we just never got it. We ran green for so long, we just ran the right front tire off, and we were just hanging on there at the end. Our car was good, and had we gotten that caution, we would have been there at the end, but unfortunately it didn't come our way. So we'll take 3rd, and we're going for a championship, so it's not over yet.
Well, consistency is the key in a season like this, especially as we talked about before the race, when things got going for you as late as they did.
Yeah, you know what? Listen, third place isn't bad. You know, Austin ran a good race, and Sammy did too. You know, we're going to go to Vegas and go give him some heck and see if we can't go win there.
Is it a little discouraging to see that 16 car with a new driver back in front?
You know, listen, they've got a great program, you know, and I think ours is just as good as theirs. You know, it's just their day-to-day, and you know, things like that happen. Like I said, we'll go to Vegas and we'll go give them a heck.
All right, Eric, look forward to it. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That'll certainly be a team to watch this year, won't it, Kenny?
I like Eric Norris. You know, that was a cool customer right there. You know, give him credit where it's due, but now we know his pit stop plan. We didn't know what they were doing with those tires earlier.
Your winner is Austin Cameron. We congratulate him. For Kenny Wallace and Brett McMillan, I'm Rick Benjamin. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time here on Speed Channel.